Hi, I'm Rebecca Donald. I'm the director of the library here at Trinity International University, and I'm going to be giving you an introduction to how to find and access resources at the library. We'll look at both finding books and other materials at the library at Trinity. We'll also look at how to request books and other things from other libraries, and finally, how to search for and access articles. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so this is the library homepage, and there are a few ways you can get to this. You can type in the library address, which is library.tiu.edu, or if you happen to be on the MyTIU website, there's a link on the left, even without logging in to the library. Or if you forget how to do these, you can always just do a Google search for TIU library, and we should be the first results. So there you go. All right, let's first look at searching in the main search box on the library website. This will search for books and other things like journals and videos at the library here. So I will try a search for my dissertation topic. Here we go. Okay, so you'll pull up both books and other types of things, like this is a dissertation. You might pull up journals or videos. Here's a journal. So over on the left, if you want to, you can limit your search. You could limit it, if you want ebooks, you could limit it to available online. I will sometimes limit it to books over under resource types, so I get rid of all those other types of materials. But on the other hand, if you do want, like, say, a video or a dissertation, you can limit it to those. You can also do this red check mark to get rid of certain ones. So if I wanted to get rid of all dissertations or videos, I could do that. I will oftentimes look under the subject heading and see if there's any other good subjects I might try searching under. For example, maybe education instead of pedagogy might be a good one. If you're getting a lot of really old things, like this goes back to 1895, you could try limiting it by date if you want to. If you're looking for a particular author, you can choose author, and language if you want to limit it to a specific language. All right, but then you could just look through the list and see if you see any that are particularly good. Let me look at these. How about this one on transforming shame? Okay, so the information you'll need to get this book is right in the middle of the screen under location. And this is where it is in the library. So it says it's available, and then it says it's in the main collection, and this is the call number you would need to find it on the shelf. So you can just write down that number and then go find it on the shelf. And then it says we have one copy of it and one is available, so it should be there for you to get. It's a good idea early on when you're searching to go ahead and sign into the system. That'll give you more options for accessing ebooks, and if you want to request it, you'll do that. So you can go to sign in. Trinity students, faculty, and staff will choose TIU users. If you're alumni or a visitor, you'll choose the visitor and courtesy cards. Okay, this is your Trinity login that you use for your email, for MyTIU, for Moodle. And make sure you don't put @tiu.edu at the end. It should just be the first part of your username. It's like ZJ Smith. And then let me copy my password because I have a long one. Uh-oh. This worked just a minute ago when I tried it, so let me try it again. Okay. One more try. Okay, there we go, finally. And some people do have trouble remembering their passwords. I had a little bit of trouble there. So it's a good idea to keep that recorded somewhere, or if you're working on your computer, you could save it on your computer. All right, now that we're logged in, we have some request options. So the first option is you could request to have it pulled from the shelf for you from the library. That usually takes a day or so. Usually they pull the books overnight. So if you need it right away, you could go in and just find it yourself. There's also a limit, I think, of 5 books that you can pull at a time. So if you need more than that, you'll either have to wait for those to get pulled and then you can request more, or you could just, again, pull it from the shelf yourself. And we will help you if you need help finding them on the shelf. Next, if our copy is checked out, you can request it from another academic library in Illinois through iShare. iShare is a really great system where there's about 80 academic libraries in Illinois where we'll share books back and forth, and they usually come pretty quickly within about 3 days. So if you click the iShare option, should pull this up. Oh, there we go. It'll fill out this form for you. You can have it sent to Trinity and then go ahead and send the request. You can also see down here, it'll say which libraries have it. So only 2 have this, but Wheaton is one of them. So you can also go to those libraries and check out books with your Trinity ID card if you happen to live nearby or want to go to one of those libraries. All right, let's go back and take a look at an ebook. As I mentioned, you could limit over here to available online. Okay, so then these should all be ebooks that are available online. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so this is ebook central, and pay attention to some of our books will allow multiple people to access it and some will allow only one. So this one does have 3 concurrent users. So if you ever go into a book and you can't access it at that time, try again in a little bit because you may be able to access it a little bit later. See if I can remember my password again. There we go. Okay. All right, so this is one that you can read online. It looks like it's available to read. You can download a couple chapters if you want to. You can make bookmarks and highlights. Yeah, you can copy some things. It's usually different amounts depending on the copyright of the book. Okay, so that's ebooks. Some of the ebooks through Overdrive will let you check it out the book and download it. And then you'll have that for a couple of weeks and no one else can use it during that time, but they could put a hold on it. Okay, let's see if there's what else. All right, so actually before we go on, let me show you your account. So on the top right, under your name, if you click on that, you can go to your library card and that will show you everything you've checked out and things you've requested. So if you want to check on the status of either of those, and if you want to renew, yeah, you'll go to your loans. This will show you what you have from our library. So if I wanted to renew, I could just hit the renew button. Well, I'll show you how to request books through iShare in a minute. Those will show up separately over here on the left. If there's a check marks by the library, that means you have a book checked out from them. So then if you click on that, you'll see what book it is and you can click renew. All right, let's go back. All right, so if you do want to search beyond our library, you can go to the iShare option under here. You can either pull this down and choose iShare or choose iShare up at the very top. We'll do iShare and we'll do the same search here. Especially for this topic, there should be a lot more, I'm guessing, at other libraries than there is at our library. Yeah, there's 781. And these are more specifically for my topic. Our library is pretty strong in some areas like Bible, theology types of things. Other areas, it can be really helpful to go to iShare and get some books there. So this one looks really good to me, actually. I think I might actually get this for my research. So if you click on it, again, if you haven't logged in already, you'll need to log in to see the requesting options. Looks like this is a couple libraries. Then if I click iShare, It fills out the form, and then I'll submit the request. And they'll send an email to your Trinity email when it's available, and you can come into the library to pick it up, and you'll just return it here as well. There it goes, took a minute. If you'll notice, if it's not available through iShare, like it doesn't let you place the request, you can then go to request through WorldShare, and we'll try and get it from a library outside of iShare, like in other states. So it's good to start with iShare because that's faster, it's more automatic. But if you do need to go to WorldShare, that's an option as well. So iShare is a very useful service. That's the top thing people say they wish they knew about early on in their education. So definitely check it out and take advantage of it. Okay, a couple other things you might be interested in. You can go to course reserves if your professor has put something on reserve for your class, a book or something in the library. You can search for the professor or the title of the class or the book in here. There are also a couple options for libraries worldwide. We'll search for libraries beyond iShare, so around the US. However, I'm going to show you WorldCat, which I would recommend above searching that. There's also a search for articles in here. However, I'm going to also show you a searching in our article databases through EBSCO, which I would also really recommend above that. Okay, I think that's everything I was going to show you in this platform. So let's go back to the library homepage. If you click on the logo over here, go back. All right, so let's take a look at searching for, actually let's do WorldCat next. So if you're looking for a book, we recommend starting with searching it to the TIU library, see if we have it. If we don't have it, go to the iShare libraries. And then if you can't get it in iShare either, which is oftentimes more obscure books, you can go to WorldCat, and the search is for books around the world, particularly in the US though. So I'll try my search in here. All right, so if you find a good book that you want, you can click on it. And if you put in your zip code down here, you can see the libraries near you that have it. So this actually has some academic libraries around here, so I probably could get this through iShare, I'm guessing. Or if it's a nearby public library, you might be able to go, if you have a library card, and get it yourself. But generally, you'll just go ahead and go to the request through WorldShare link here in the middle. And, oops, it's been error messages once in a while with that. If that happens, try again. Yeah, there, that time it worked. Okay, and again, this is your Trinity login. Okay. And it should pull in the book, information about the book, so you can check that and make sure it's correct. Check the information about yourself. Just realized I need to update my address. And then you'll go ahead and submit the request. And they will, again, email you when it's available or if there are any issues with that, and you'll pick it up in the library. All right, so that's searching through WorldCat for books that aren't in iShare. Now let's take a look at searching for articles. So there's a tab here for articles. So you can go there. And this searches most of our subject databases all at the same time through EBSCOhost. So I'll put in my topic. Under the search box, you can limit it to full text if you just want to get articles that are online. And you can limit it to peer reviewed if you want to get more scholarly articles and not popular magazines. Okay, so that found 462. I'm going to find a lot more articles than I did books. Oh, yeah, and there are some good new articles I haven't seen on my topic. So over on the left, there's some limits. If you want to, again, you can limit to full text. If you're finding a lot of articles, that might be a good idea. Mine is a little bit more obscure, so I may, and I'm trying to be comprehensive, so I may want to not do that. Again, you can limit to scholarly. You can also limit the date. So there's stuff going back to 1928. And if I wanted more recent things, in fact, Yeah, I'd be kind of interested in the last couple of years, an update of that. 136 still in the last couple of years. That's pretty good. Down here, sometimes I'll limit it to academic journals because it'll pull up other things like popular magazines or book reviews sometimes, or dissertations can be difficult to get. Okay, I also oftentimes check out the subject terms over here and see if there's any good terms that I might try searching. Also, if I find a really good article on my topic, I will take a look at the subject headings underneath that. So there might be some other ones that I hadn't thought about under there. For example, here's culturally relevant education, which might be helpful. And oftentimes, actually, as I'm searching, I'll write down a list of those different terms to try, and then so I don't have to interrupt my looking at this list, and then I'll go back later and try searching for those terms. All right, let's try and look at one that is full text here. Here's one. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Quilt making among African American women is a pedagogy of care, empowerment, and sisterhood. So if you click on it, oftentimes there will be an abstract. So this is a description of the article. That's a good idea to read before you get the article, just to make sure it's really relevant for you. Again, I might look at the subject heading. So if I was particularly interested maybe in narrowing my search down to African American woman or quilting, I could put that into my search. Then if you actually want to get the article, check over on the left. And if it's full text, it'll have a link for HTML full text or PDF full text. And you can click on that to get the full article. And when you have the article up at the top, you can download it. So you could save it to your computer and have it permanently. Over on the right, there are other options. You could save it to Google Drive. You could print it. You could email it. You could save it to a folder in EBSCOhost, which is this platform. However, if you do that, be sure to sign in so it will save it. Otherwise, when you close, it'll go away. Then this yellow piece of paper is a nice option. It's a cite option. So if you click on that, it'll give you citations in different formats. So for example, a lot of the TEDS programs here use Chicago Notes and Bibliography. So you can just copy and paste that and put it in your bibliography of your paper. There's also over here a permalink. If you copy the link that's in the browser, this will stop working after a little while. It's a temporary link. But if you click on that, you'll get a permanent link up here that you could copy and paste and use or share with other people as long as they can log in. All right, so that's if you can find the article. By the way, I'd also recommend, I oftentimes go straight to the bibliography in some of these articles just to see if there's any other good articles on my topic that they cite. I guess, again, especially if you find a really good article on your topic, hopefully they've done research that's helpful for you. Okay, back again. All right, let's look at one that isn't available online and what you would do for that. Okay, for example, I thought this one looked interesting, attempting to implement a pedagogy of care during COVID-19. So again, I might look at some of the words that they use if I wanted to narrow it down to COVID-19. All right, and over on the left, now it doesn't have the link to full text, but instead it says to request this item through WorldShare. If you remember, WorldShare is the way we requested books beyond iShare. And so you can also request articles through here. So if we click on that, oops, again, it's having an error message. There we go. So it'll ask you to log in if you haven't, and then it'll fill out the information about the article. And this time we're requesting a scan. They'll get a scan of the article and it'll be delivered to you as a PDF. You can go ahead and submit. So when you get the article, it'll take you into WorldShare and then you can download it from there and save it and you'll have it permanently. Okay, so that's how to get an article we don't have. So pretty much, generally you can get pretty much any article you find. You can either get it through our library or you can request it from another library and we'll get you a PDF of it. If you ever do like a Google search and find articles, sometimes they'll ask you to pay for it. So don't ever pay for it. You should be able to request it through the library. Okay. So this search we did is a very broad search. It covers a lot of different academic disciplines, which can be a good starting place. Sometimes though, you might want to narrow it down to a particular subject area. So if you go up to the top, you can click on choose databases, and then it will show you all the databases we have that cover different subject areas. So you could select and deselect to get rid of those check marks. The biggest one that's used here is the ATLA religion database. This is good for any kind of religious topic like Bible, theology. If you just want a Christian perspective on your topic, that's a good one to use. Another one that's used a lot is APA Psych Info. So if you're in psychology or counseling or want a psychological perspective on a topic, that's good. ERIC is for education. Let's see, Business Source Elite for business, obviously. And then another one is Sport Discus with full text. That's good for the sports and health and wellness people. There's also some other ones like America History and Life or History, some things like that. So if you click on one of those, that'll help narrow your search then. For example, if you do ATLA, you just get religious types of articles and not something from the business field, for example. Another way you can get to these is from the library homepage. Under the search box, there's a link straight to ATLA since that's our most used database. You can also go to online resources and that will list all of our databases here. And if you want to, you could look by subject. So if you want to see which databases are best for your subject, you can go that way. Or this is an alphabetical list. So you can go to ATLA there. Okay. One other thing, a couple other things I wanted to show you. First is you can go to your account from the library website up here under My Account. So if you want to log in and renew your books through TIU or iShare, this first link is good. Next is WorldShare, which is what we were looking at for requesting books and articles beyond iShare. So this will allow you to renew your books there. If you have any articles that have come in, it'll show up here, and like here's one and you can download it. Okay, and then finally I wanted to show you the Ask a Librarian link up here in the top right. If you go there, you can contact us. There's a lot to learn about using library resources, and the librarians can help make it easier for you. So rather than spending a lot of time struggling to find things, we would really encourage you to reach out to us. We really enjoy helping students do their research. That's the favorite part of my job for me is being able to do research with students and learn alongside them. So you can email the reference desk up here at the top at libref@tiu.edu. You can call us. There's also a chat option down here on the bottom right. As long as we're here and logged in, you can chat with us. You can also contact a librarian directly. Here's our names and pictures. So this is me, Rebecca Donald. So since you know my face now, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can email me or give me a call. Email oftentimes works best. All right, and we hope to be hearing from you and working with you during your time here at Trinity.